Hi guys, welcome. So I just want to take a look at Bitcoin at the moment and give you um, just my positioning with Bitcoin and what I'm thinking. Okay, and I want to refer back to what happened in 2021. Okay, and something I talk about all the time is top-down analysis. All right, so going through the time frames, monthly, weekly, daily time frames, and framing directional bias. Okay, so where is price likely to deliver to? Okay, and ultimately, this is part of a larger framework that you should have, right? But top down analysis is super important. And if we look back at 2021, and I'll go ahead and back test this and then refer to what I'm potentially seeing with the current price action with Bitcoin and try and relate it to back to 2021 and this double top type scenario. Right, so we had the first top, okay, which was April 2021, right, and it was followed by May 2021 and a humongous down close candle, right, and this is our candle of interest, right, and we're going to pretend that we're back in 2021 and reading price, right. So we've got this big down close candle, right, which is our candle range that we're interested in. Okay, and in our following monthly candle, which was June, okay, so in the summer, we have price raid the monthly candle low for this down close candle, right, which would be here. In this case, during that time, that would have been previous month low, right? So we raid the monthly low and price closes back above, okay, the monthly low and within the monthly candle range, right? And that's what this tick represents here, okay? So that's to indicate that this was a liquidity raid, okay? And shortly after, price reversed, okay? We didn't see continuation in this downtrend into the summer. We seen price begin to reverse and then target the candle range high. So some people will call this candle range theory, which is CRT, or in my case, this to me is just reading candlesticks and price, okay, and top-down analysis, right? So we take previous month low, okay, we rate this, we then target previous month high, or the monthly candle high in this case, and the previous all-time high price, okay, which is buy-side liquidity, okay, previous all-time high price, and external range liquidity, right? Because when we say external range liquidity, that essentially means there's no historical price in this case beyond what was the all-time high price in April, okay, 2021, which was around $65,000, right? Price delivers higher, raids the previous all-time high, okay, traps any breakout traders thinking price is going to go much higher, quickly reverses, you get two candle body closures below the previous all-time high price, and then we entered the bear market, right? And I want to refer this back to current price in Bitcoin and how we're seeing a similar kind of thing at this moment of time, right? So let me get rid of some of that stuff, right? If we're looking at current price of Bitcoin, we can see a couple of things, right? We can see we had a period of consolidation in the summer, right? There was 7 monthly candles, right? Just consolidation, and we had this large displacement higher, okay, up close candle, and this is our breakaway fair value gap, right? So this is our point of interest, okay, which you can see that price has now delivered back into. Right, so this is our breakaway fair value gap, or in other terms, bullish fair value gap, or buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, right? But ultimately, breakaway fair value gap is just an alternative to a standard fair value gap. Right, so price is delivered back into our point of interest, which you typically do see with breakaway fair value gaps, right? And we've now got this similar to back in 2021, where we had the large down close candle. We've got again a large down close candle. This now becoming our previous month candle range, okay, or previous month's range. And let's just set out our key levels, right? And what has price done? Price has raided liquidity, okay, previous month low, and we are looking to close back above previous month low into this monthly candle range, right? So right now, this is what we're after, right? We don't want to close below the previous month low, because what does that indicate? That indicates trend continuation, as in from a monthly time frame, from a high time frame, this would be potentially a start of a bear market or continuation of this downtrend. We want to see price close back inside this range, which we are looking to do, to indicate a possible early sign of reversal, right, from a monthly time frame. Okay, and then we go ahead, similar to like 2021, go target the previous month high, or the monthly candle range high, and then the previous all-time high price, which is also external range liquidity, right? And you can just shift through the time frames, right? Go to the weekly time frame. Again, just go ahead and focus on where your points of interest are. So we have another breakaway fair value gap, weekly breakaway fair value gap, which is here. Okay, price traded within our point of interest. Right, remember, breakaway fair value gaps are a fair value gap that breaks out of a period of consolidation, right? You see this gap up, becomes our point of interest, price delivers back into our point of interest, and we now frame which in last week's case would have been previous week candle, right? We've just had the weekly close yesterday, and you can see that price raided previous week low, right? And we got the close back inside, right? So at the moment, this is setting up for potentially a trend reversal of this downtrend, okay, on a weekly time frame, or at least some sort of a more sustained retracement, as long as bulls can hold this previous week low or this candle range low, and we then support higher prices, right? And again, you can go to daily time frame and again mark out your key levels. So it's a bit like here, where we had this down close candle right before this up close. You can then just mark out the previous day low and previous day high, and you can see that let me just put that in reverse. Price traded below the previous day low here. All right, traded below this low, raided liquidity, got the close higher, didn't take out the previous day high just yet, right? But it did in the next daily candle. Seen a bit of a retracement afterwards, right? And we're now closing back within this candle range at the moment, right? And you can see price actually traded within this bearish fair value gap here on a daily time frame, right? Which is another term for SIBI, okay? So sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So daily time frame, we are continuing this sort of bearish order flow, okay, with confirmation from SIBI. This might have ended already. We've already had in fact, we've had more. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daily candles trade within this point of interest, So ultimately, what we're after now is we could potentially get a previous day low sweep of 81,983 here before higher. But from a weekly time frame, price is supporting a potential reversal as long as we continue getting these weekly candle closures above this candle range low from a weekly time frame. Okay, previous week low, right? So the bull's dream is alive. I am cautiously bullish here on alts too, as well as Bitcoin from a higher time frame, as long as we hold this structure, right? If we don't, and we start to trend lower again, and start getting weekly to daily candle closures below this weekly low in this instance, then it's likely we're going to head into a longer downtrend or potentially a bear market, right? But if you think about how the global macro is at the moment, gold putting in a new all-time high, you've got global M2 money supply, which is the total available liquidity for central banks, which they can inject into global markets, risk markets, and everything. That is leading by 2 to 3 months, and that is breaking out at the moment. So there's a lot more capital and liquidity that could be injected. And if you think how along the risk curve liquidity moves, so gold, then into indices, equities, stock market, and everything like that, then into Bitcoin, and then the furthest along the risk curve is altcoins, we are potentially setting up for a summer where we could see more sustained upside, especially with the Fed at the moment on Polymarket. There's 100% chance from Polymarket perspective, betting perspective, that the Fed and quantitative tightening, right? So the summer seems like a very key time, especially from their last report to Congress. They do have 3 FOMC meetings in May, June, and July, where they will review their policy rates decision, monetary policies. Whilst at the moment it's been one every other month. Okay, so summer seems like a key time for better price action or potentially start of or continuation of this larger time frame uptrend that we've been trending ever since Bitcoin bottomed in November 2022. So as I said, I'm cautiously bullish. There's a lot of things setting up over the next few months, like the Fed's rates decision and potentially ending quantitative tightening that could support higher prices. But ultimately, I want to see a higher time frame structure support that too. All right, and this is just top-down analysis. I haven't went any lower than the daily time frame in this instance. All right, so yeah, I think I'll end the video there. This is just Bitcoin referring back to 2021 price action and just my position at the moment with the market.